Upton Bellenfant is the #1 kicker in Tennessee, but it's not just from what he's done here on the field at Stewart's Creek High School. It's because of all the time he spent on this homemade goal in his backyard, perfecting his craft. Stewart's Creek starting pitcher Caleb Peterson gave up a run early, but was dominant after the first. He recorded 9 strikeouts without issuing a walk in 5 innings. I'm Aaron Leicht for Full Sail Live here in Nashville, Tennessee at Bridgestone Arena, where the Dallas Stars are set to take on the Nashville Predators, who find themselves on a 6-game win streak. Head coach Nick Saban has concerns about the intensity of his team. Saban told the media that the Tide didn't come out ready to practice, likening the bad attitude to rat poison. Max Fried has thrown a knuckle grip curve like this since he was 10 years old in Little League. The forward spin rate of over 3,000 revolutions per minute is what makes the ball break and places him amongst the best in Major League Baseball. The temporary mask mandate for Rutherford County students went into effect on Monday, with less than 10% opting out. Governor Lee's bill allowing the opt-out is already being challenged by a federal judge in Memphis. Welcome back to Full Sail Live. I'm Aaron Leicht here at Nissan Stadium, where the Titans will host the Cardinals in less than 2 weeks, whether they're ready or not. After picking up Julio Jones from Atlanta in the offseason, this will be the fans' first look at the future Hall of Famer. The Titans just want to make sure it's on the field, not the sideline. An injury forced Jones out on August 2nd, and he's just returned to the team after missing 3 weeks of training camp. He was on the field for the final preseason game, but didn't play a snap, which isn't unusual. He hasn't played in a preseason game since 2017. The bigger issue is practice. The Titans know how important it is to get him up to speed.
We're hoping that things continue to trend towards where they would be for the regular season. Continue to try to have a plan to get him ready.
The Titans have another problem. Part of getting Jones ready is establishing rapport with Ryan Tannehill, who is now out on the reserve COVID list. He joins 8 other players and 3 coaches on the list, including 2 O-line starters, a tight end, and head coach Mike Vrabel, who had to watch the 3rd preseason game from his basement. Players are placed on the reserve COVID list after testing positive or from contact tracing that places them in close contact. The Titans are reporting a 98% vaccination rate, up from the 90% reported before training camp. With other key players like starting center Ben Jones in COVID protocols, the Titans are making moves to shore up key positions before Week 1. In today's Fantasy Focus, we'll shore up your roster. I've got the Titans' top 3 and when you should grab them in your fantasy football draft. At number 3, Julio Jones. He's a steal in the 4th round. Jones will see a big target share in Tennessee. He's my wide receiver 17. Number 2, A.J. Brown. Makes history as number 1 in yards per target through his first 2 seasons. A top 10 receiver, take him late in the 2nd round. Number 1, Derrick Henry. He's getting better every year and will carry your fantasy team. Just hope you're picking early. Derrick Henry's not only a top 3 overall pick in fantasy football, he's arguably the best running back in the NFL. After rushing for 2,000 yards last season, Henry's got a chance to become the first player in NFL history to do it twice. But it doesn't seem like that's really on his mind.
I don't get caught up in that. I just focus on me getting better. I know I just said it a lot, but yeah, that's all I focus on. Just being better every day, putting in the work, competing, and that's all you can do. And then let everything else take care of itself.
Henry and the Titans went 11-5 last season and won the AFC South for the first time since 2008. Tannehill has been efficient, Henry is a workhorse, and Jones is an upgrade. With an improved pass rush and new weapons, the Titans are looking for another postseason run in 2021. For Full Sail Live, I'm Aaron Leicht. UCF looked dominant against ECU in the first half, but it may have come with a price. Second half deficiencies paved the way for 16 unanswered points and gave the Knights a homecoming scare. UCF had 5 touchdowns and 418 yards of offense in the first half. The fans were happy and the team was all smiles headed to the locker room up 35-6. But everything changed in the 3rd quarter. The Pirates had new wind in their sails and were full speed ahead.
Third quarter didn't go as planned. Didn't play with that killer instinct on my part. Got to complete more balls, got to score, and got to execute. I mean, that's why I'm on the field, is to do that. We put our guys in position to make plays. That's my job, and I got to do that.
Despite the second half issues, Gabriel threw for a career-high 365 yards behind a patched-up offensive line that lost key players early.
All the guys that were nicked up, 2 offensive linemen out, and some of the young guys that had to step in, they did a lot of really good things too. And I'm talking about some of the skill guys that get an opportunity to play too. We just got to be better early in the second half.
In addition to the injuries, Coach Heupel said execution was the biggest difference between the two halves. UCF avoids what could have been a nightmare, improves to 17-3 under Heupel, and looks to recover and refocus before taking on Temple next week. In Orlando, Aaron Leicht, Full Sail Live.